Good morning to you, sir. I know you've been out there for the past 2 or 3 days assisting with the search efforts. What new can you share with us this morning? You're at the location where they're about to begin the recovery this morning with those persons who may be on the water still, where they located the ferry under the water. What's the latest out there?
Well, the latest out here so far, nobody's for the morning hasn't popped out from the ferry, because we are right about 100 feet from where the ferry went down. The Coast Guard is out here. They're on standby to recover bodies. But remember, bodies can be floating as far as Pomeroon, because we are 25 miles from the Pomeroon mouth, river mouth.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, we found about 10 bodies at the Pomeroon river mouth. And that's 25 miles from where the ferry went down.
Wow.
Yep. You understand?
So the rescue, the search rather, the search area, it's pretty wide because of where those bodies might be floating up.
Exactly. Remember, the water wash and the water would fall. 6 hours washing tide, 6 hours falling tide. So the bodies can go in any direction.
Yeah, and I know you have been working out there along too with the Coast Guard, and there's some protocols being done out there with the fishermen and private individuals and yourself. When if you see something, you say something to the authorities. What has been happening out there in that regard?
Yes, by the area so far, and we have limited vessels, the Coast Guard, etc. You always need help from private sector and the fishermen. So what we do, let's say if I locate a body, we're gonna, of course, put on your mask and gloves, put the body in my boat, and then we're gonna head to the closest Coast Guard vessel and hand the body over to the Coast Guard.
Yeah, and this is such a tragic event, and you've also been talking with some of the families affected as well as some of the survivors. What are some of the stories that you have been hearing?
Everyone, they're saying one story, that the vessel went down, the 90-year-old vessel went down at 10:30 p.m. The vessel was overloaded, and it's the negligence of the Minister of Public Works. We would like to know, I'm calling on the Minister of Public Works to resign immediately. Resign immediately, because over 100 lives. It's sad to say this, but it looks like over 100.
Yeah, sorry, we missed that last part. There was a little sticking of the video coming in. Go ahead, say that again. You're saying it's possibility now that over 100 lives would have been lost.
Yes, because we're out here 3 days now. We're not seeing anything other than bodies floating up.
Yeah. And as you meet with families, I know you said the main issue you're hearing is that those safety rules were not followed and that the ferry was in fact overloaded. What else are you hearing from them?
We don't even know how much passengers on board. The manifest. One time we heard 116 plus 17. Now they're giving us different figures, different numbers. We don't know how much persons are on the vessel. That is to begin with. So no rules, all systems broken. The captain, now this poor innocent man, they want to pin all the problems, like if it's the fault of the captain. Even the family of the captain reached out to me and mentioned phone calls would come to him to put more cargo on the vessel. Let's say if they don't want to accept some of the cargo, phone calls would come to him. He said, what can I do? What can I do? You're getting calls from the top. So this is the problem in the country. This is the problem. We're the ministers influencing everything as it relates to safety. Now we have this vessel. In March of 2026, a contract was to be awarded for $120-something million. maintenance on the same MV Barima. Can you believe they have internal fighting on who to get the contract for the vessel? And up to today, no work was done on the vessel. So what about Malali and all these other old vessels too? They need to ensure they fix these vessels up as soon as possible and get new vessels. For the past 3 years, we had trillion-dollar economies. But most of the money, as I mentioned, to corruption and into wrong deals. And the poor people of this country got to suffer today.
I was at a press conference last evening with the Prime Minister, and then I saw the President also releasing a statement, and they were saying now is not a time for politicization of this. And they're pointing fingers clearly at the opposition and saying they're trying to politicize this. What would your response be to that?
It's nothing about politicizing. It's human lives lost. Babies. Yesterday morning at 8:30, the first body I recover was a 2-year-old baby girl. What is it to politicize? The minister must resign immediately. Lives lost. This is one of the biggest national tragedies in this country after the Jonestown massacre. This is the biggest. So what, we're going to keep allowing things to happen and don't hold them accountable?
Well, how do you hold them accountable, sir? I know, they're talking about an investigation and what the outcome of that investigation, they'll follow through on that. What are you hoping for in an investigation into this tragedy and results, that the investigation being result-oriented?
Mr. Mosley, this is not the first time this vessel would be below the waterline. The waterline is where it's safe for the vessel to travel. When it's below the waterline, that's the amount of cargo in the vessel. This vessel is 90 years old. We should have condemned this vessel not today, years now. Now, they don't even have a scale to weigh the cargo. The manifest not reflecting the true number. So that is not enough to hold them accountable. Isn't that not enough to hold them accountable? March of 2026, a contract was to be awarded for severe works to be done on this vessel. That vessel should have been in the dry dock, not on the water.
And Mr. Mohamed, sir, also we heard that there are some divers who are coming over from over here already, from French Guyana. They arrived yesterday and they've been at the site, I think, on land at least. Have you seen them doing any work out there at the location where the vessel is? Have you seen any diving taking place there for the morning, or?
No divers here. Just drive up a little closer to the coast guard. No divers out here as yet. No divers out here as yet.
And what is the weather condition out there like this morning? Because we know the weather pattern could hamper some rescue operations or some search operations now.
No, the weather, sunny, nice weather. Up here present.
Well, we are talking with the opposition leader, Azruddin Mohamed, who has been out there along with a team from one of his teams out there, and they've been assisting with the search operations out there. He was reporting that no bodies have been found as yet for the morning. Were there any bodies found last evening? Do we know of any that were found last evening or late yesterday, following that last count of 27?
7.
Sorry, we didn't get it clearly.
Around 30 something. Last figure I heard about midnight, yeah.
Oh, so that number is going up.
30 something.
All right, sir. Well, thanks a lot for joining us from out there this morning. And again, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of those who lost their lives, as well as the survivors. Anything else you want to say in closing?
Let's keep the families in our prayers and hope we can recover, all the bodies.
All right.
We hope poor people are treated in this country. Poor indigenous people, how they are treated in this country. That would be Negligence. So let's keep them in our prayers, Mr. Mosley. It's really sad. Really sad.
It is such a tragic story. Thanks a lot to Mr. Azruddin Mohamed, the opposition leader of Guyana and leader of the Wind Party. He's out there at the site where they've located the vessel, and we were talking with him this morning on the latest from out there. Thanks a lot, sir, for joining us this morning.
No problem. I'll send you a video so you can see the site and what is going on out there, sure.
Okay, thanks a lot. Have a good day.
You will.